Hello, Darren Alf here from BicycleTouringPro.com. Yesterday I completed my mini 2-day bikepacking trip along the Rainbow Ridge Trail on the north rim of the Grand Canyon. And today I'm going to pack up my bike and my van and I'm going to go on a little road trip. We're going to drive north from here, from the Grand Canyon, up to the city of Page. And along the way I'm going to make a number of different stops at places that I know you're going to be interested in seeing. Some of these places are, well, one in particular place, I'm not going to tell you what it is, it's a secret, but one place in particular is like one of the most photographed places in the world when it comes to like travel and stuff like that. You see this place in tons and tons of travel catalogs and movies and that sort of a thing. So that's where we're going today. Stay tuned. It's a secret, but here we go. Alright, so I'm back out on the paved road now, and my first stop is about 25 miles away, and it's a lookout tower. It's a lookout tower, I think, for fires, but I saw it on the way in. It's just a big tower. I want to climb to the top if I can, check it out and see what's up there. Maybe we have a really good view. So that's the first stop, is the lookout tower. And let me just preface this by saying the lookout tower is probably the lamest thing that I'm going to go to today. There's a bunch of cool stuff coming up, but the first stop is the lookout tower, and it'll get progressively cooler after that. Alright, so there's my car, and here is the tower. This is the Jacob Lake Lookout Tower. So the sign behind me says that you are allowed to climb this tower. However, the Forest Service or whatever does not assume any liability if you get hurt. And it also says that there should not be more than 3 people on this thing at any one time. As far as I can tell, I'm the only person here, so here we go. This might be a good time for me to mention that I'm a little afraid of heights, or I should say I'm a little afraid of falling from heights. Oh. So that was a good little stop to break up the drive. Once again, that was the Jacob Lake Lookout Tower, built in 1934. As I was coming down the stairs, two guys in a pickup truck pulled up, and I asked them, "Are you gonna go up to the top?" And one of the guys said, "I'd like to, but I just had surgery on my knee." And then he went on to tell me that his dad used to work at that lookout tower when he was like 17 years old. So this was back in like 1940, I think. Yeah, he said 1940. So 7 years or 6 years after the lookout tower was even built, his dad, who was 17 or 18 years old at the time, was working in that tower, which is pretty cool. So anyways, that was the tower, the first stop for today. The next stop is called Vermillion Cliffs, or the Vermillion Cliffs Lookout, and I think it's just a pullover on the side of the road. I don't think there's a tower or anything, but that's our next stop. It's 12 miles away, so here we go. So here we are at the Vermillion Cliffs, these red rocks that you see behind me that seem to stretch almost forever off into the distance. I am going to drive, not ride my bike, drive this direction, and the next stop is going to be at a place called Cliff Dwellers, and you'll see what that means when we get there, but it's called Cliff Dwellers. We're at the Cliff Dweller Rocks now. Check this place out. So this place is called Cliff Dwellers, and you can see why. Every little nook and cranny around here looks like someone could be living back in one of these holes. Most of the holes are pretty small, and it doesn't look like anyone really lived in there, but very, very cool place.
Delivering gourmet recipes, pre-selected portions, and fresh ingredients to customer stores. More at blueapron.com/radiolab.
I also thought the same thing, you know, being from America, you're like, wow, this is just inevitable. But
So right now I'm standing on top of the old Navajo Bridge, and the view from here is pretty darn nice, don't you think? There's the river down below. And over in this direction over here, I'll flip around, it's kind of into the sun, so I apologize, but over here is the newer bridge that the cars drive over now, and you can see the river down there as well. So I'm at Horseshoe Bend now, or I'm hiking to Horseshoe Bend. This place is like a zoo. It's a super famous location, so there's lots of people here. So Horseshoe Bend is a stretch of the Colorado River, and what you're gonna see is the river making a 270-degree turn. So it's a big circle almost. So that was Horseshoe Bend. Man, this place was a zoo. It's like Disneyland. Tons of international tourists here, Japanese, German, Italian, everything that you can think of practically in this one spot. Cool place, but too crowded for me, and I don't like heights. I was afraid to get too close to the top. I was afraid I was gonna fall over. It's getting dark. I think it's like 4 something o'clock right now. It's gonna get dark at 6. So the town of Page is very close, and I'm hoping to go there and get some dinner somewhere. Maybe restock, go to the supermarket, and then I gotta find a place to sleep before it gets dark. So here we go. Okay, so my day was going really well, stopping at lots of cool places, and then I got to the city of Page, Arizona. I picked up some dinner at a local restaurant, and I was driving to a campsite that was nearby, about 5 miles outside the city. And it was getting dark, and so I was trying to get there before it got dark so I could try to find the campsite, and I was trying to get there in time so I could eat my food. So I was kind of rushing down this dirt road when all of a sudden the dirt in the road became sand, soft sand, and my van got stuck in the middle of the road. Now, this was embarrassing enough, but what happened was about, I don't know, 10 minutes after I got stuck, I got out of the car and I was trying to dig myself out. I had a little shovel and I was putting carpets underneath the wheels of the van or whatever, and none of that was working. Like, the car was just totally stuck. And then this woman driving a giant 4-wheel drive SUV comes down the road in the other direction, and she wants to get past me, but she can't because I'm stuck right in the middle of this narrow one-way road. And to make matters worse, she was pissed off. She was not friendly at all. She had just been out in the desert walking. She had 4 dogs in the car, walking these 4 dogs. And one of the dogs got loose minutes before she ran into me, and she lost the dog. So she is already like crying and very upset and frantic. Then she runs into me, and now she's stuck on this road. So she's got 3 barking dogs in the back of her car. She's crying about the lost dog and yelling, "Where's my dog?" and trying to find it. I'm trying to dig my van out of the sand. She is cussing at me, like literally just like saying the worst things that anyone has ever said to me basically in my entire life, to my face. I mean, I realized I messed up, but she was not making the situation any better. And I tried to call like a tow truck to help, but she, every time I picked up the phone, she'd be like, "Get the fuck down here and start digging!"
Do I plug it in? I'm not familiar with this.
It's a little tricky, yeah. You just have to put it in here. No, there you go.
Okay, we're gonna do this.
Okay, so you want to give me the thumbs up?
Okay, here we go. Let's go for it. Oh, fuck. Nothing's happening. Okay, watch out. I'm gonna try to drive it forward. Nothing.
Yeah, we tried to move the van, it wouldn't move, and then finally she said, "I'm just gonna drive around you." And I was like, "Lady, look, I don't think that's a good idea. The sand around here is, if the sand in the middle of the road is soft, the sand on the side of the road is really bad." So she tried to drive around me, and of course she got stuck as well. So now we were both stuck, and she was about 6 inches away from me. So she kept trying to spin her wheels, and our cars kept getting closer and closer and closer together. Terrible situation. Well, finally a bunch of nearby campers, there were other people like kind of camped about a mile or so within the vicinity, and they heard us, and I ran down the road trying to get help to see if anyone had a shovel or a winch to tow me out. And yeah, nothing. So people were helping, but nothing was happening.
Sandy, shut the fuck up. Sandy, chill out, girl. Sandy, shut up.
Run down the road just a little bit so I could try. You want a light to go somewhere?
feel bad.
Okay. Okay. Woo! You
He's
can.
helping. I mean, he's helping.
You want to pull her? You got a leash? Pull her out maybe and have Brittany hold her. I got blocks under the tires. I think we might be able to. Okay. We're okay. It's okay.
Sandy, it's okay, girl. Sandy, quit being a
You
bitch.
gotta stay in there. I'm gonna get in here and drive, okay?
Sandy,
You
it's
probably
okay.
ought to get in with me. All right. Let's try. What?
Get it more at an angle.
Yeah. Can I get that shovel? Okay. Let's try again.
Finally, I said, guys, I gotta run down the road where I can get some reception on my cell phone, because that was the other problem. There was no reception. The dogs kept barking. The lady was yelling and crying and yelling for her lost dog. I couldn't hear anything when I was on the phone. So I said, I'm gonna run down the road. I'm gonna find some reception. I'm gonna call a tow truck company and they'll be here in like 20 minutes. And that's what happened. Finally, this guy, it was like a Native American in a, it wasn't a tow truck, it was just a small 4-wheel drive truck. He came out and towed first me, he towed me out of the sand backwards. And then he towed the lady out of the sand as well. And she was really stuck. She was stuck way down in the sand. Well, that was fun.
Holy motorboat.
All right.
Now that I feel completely full, Sam. Did not help at all.
Each of you now owe me $20 for the Stuck in the Sand Desert Experience Tour.
You are very welcome.
Yeah, exactly.
One of a kind experience.
Yeah, I better go pay the tow truck driver 1 second. So that was easily the worst day of 2017 for me, like the worst day ever. I was stressed out just having the van stuck. It's not fun, but having that lady yell at me for an hour and a half straight while her dogs barked, and I was just, and I felt bad. I mean, I messed up big time by driving into the sand. I should have been paying more attention, but like I said, I was kind of rushing to get out to the campsite to get my food, and I messed up. But whew, quite a way to end the day in northern Arizona.